Even if you have all the money in the world, you can't really buy everyone's loyalty, right? Lately, Diddy has been under the spotlight for all the wrong reasons, though this time it isn't just the spotlight that is shocking. It's the fact that there seems to be legit proof of his disturbing activities, given by none other than his fellow celebrities themselves. So before we wreak too much havoc on you, let's break that nervousness and dive directly into today's video, shall we? Hip-hop mogul and producer Diddy, who was once known as Puff Daddy, has been the subject of persistent gossip and conjecture over his sexual orientation throughout the course of the past several years. These debates have persisted for virtually the whole 40 years since he first came to public attention as a member of Bad Boy Entertainment. His reputation has been tarnished by many allegations, doubts, accusations, and counter-accusations. Notably, the focus of these debates is on his alleged interactions with other high-profile celebrities working in the same industry. Exhibit, a prominent figure in the West Coast rap scene, is one of the celebrities who has claimed to have been victimized by Diddy's approaches. In an episode of Foxhole Radio broadcast on Sirius satellites, Exhibit discussed Diddy's rumored obsession with the homosexual club scene, revealing some intriguing new details in the process. This renowned personality in the world of hip-hop has also been the subject of persistent gossip and allegations, which has stoked widespread curiosity regarding his personal life. And of course, this subject continues to pique the general public's interest, contributing to the air of mystery and ambiguity surrounding Diddy's personal relationships and sexuality. Even though the reality is difficult to pin down, the continuous discussion throws light on the difficulties that are experienced by celebrities who have to deal with constant scrutiny and the weight of the responsibility of their public image. According to Joyner, better known by his stage as Exhibit, this occurrence took place during a recent party held on New Year's Eve in South Beach. Exhibit's conversation with Superhead seemed to make Diddy uncomfortable. Not long after that, Diddy loaded up his crew, which included Exhibit, Superhead, and a few other members, into a car for the awkward drive to the club they were going to. So when he finally accepted Diddy's invitation to accompany Superhead to the club, the story of the West Coast rapper took an unexpected turn. They entered the building by the back entrance and went straight to the VIP lounge, which was unoccupied when they first arrived. On the other hand, as the night proceeded, the club grew significantly more active and animated. So, while Exhibit and Superhead were sitting together, drinking their drinks, and getting lost in the music, Exhibit's unease increased. Exhibit suddenly found himself feeling uneasy in his steadfast heterosexual identity after Diddy and Superhead left for a brief period of time. But when he saw two men kissing in one part of the club, his anxiety increased even more. On the other end of it, though, Diddy's never-ending sexual thirst led to the victimization of yet another man in a sexual capacity. Usher, who was only 14 years old at the time, often accompanied Diddy to rowdy parties. Yep, you heard that absolutely right. A minor accompanying an adult in a compromising situation. Anywho, when Usher was just a young kid and signed to LaFace Records, Sean Combs, more commonly known as Puff Daddy at the time, was entrusted with acting as his mentor. So Usher traveled to New York when he was only 14 years old in order to work with Sean Combs, but it wasn't all work for him. Although this is not certain, he was rumored to have been invited to Diddy's expensive party in order to give him an advantage. Now, there have been some strange occurrences, as some rumors have it. The two superstars, who used to hang out together all the time back in the day, never once engaged in conversation with media outlets until about the year 2012. You see, Diddy made a mistake and stated that he and Usher had slept together in the past during a live video stream a few years ago. Yet he quickly attempted to cover up his slip-up by using a phrase from the Boondocks called "cause and no homo." Moving on, although it would appear that all of these folks are victims of the bad boy boss, the well-known R&B artist chose not to share some details about his time spent at Diddy's residence that might have been extremely detrimental to all involved. So, is it possible that he mentioned it inadvertently about him and Usher waking up at the same time? Because given that there have been so many allegations about Diddy's sexual orientation, many internet users are certain that he assaulted Usher, among others. Meanwhile, there have also been rumors that Usher's mother had a confrontation with Diddy. Yet he threatened her, and as a result, the unfortunate woman had no choice but to dismiss the charges. But will Diddy ever be prosecuted for all such rumors? Well, a document published on the website Smoking Gun discloses that the federal government of the United States is investigating him for allegedly having sex with young boys. James Rosemont, a music manager and kingpin for cocaine who is currently under indictment, was questioned about this topic as well. Though Rosemont did not feel any remorse for trafficking massive quantities of the lethal drug cocaine in the United States and utilized some of the money from the sales to fund his music enterprise. There were other occasions when Rosemont collaborated with Diddy though, and this is where things get interesting. Federal agents questioned Rosemont about his knowledge of Diddy having sexual relationships with underage boys. And it was then confirmed in an interview about Diddy and his protege Usher Raymond that when Diddy was in his late 20s, he and Usher, who was then 15 years old, did in fact used to sleep in the same bed at night. Now, some of you may remember hearing this information in an interview about Diddy and Usher. Meanwhile, Usher also admitted that when he was 15 years old, he and Diddy would attend sexual orgies, which is against the law in the United States and in most other countries with laws governing the behavior of minors. Whereas Rosemont, who is facing life in jail for drug trafficking and is being accused of having a hand in homicides owing to remarks he'd made in the past, refused to answer the government's questions on Diddy. And let's not forget that Rosemont was also reportedly asked about the sexual preferences of entertainers, including whether or not Jennifer Lopez was having sexual relationships with underage boys. That's right. Isn't it all just so very crazy? That's it for today. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you again with more updates on everything. Goodbye.